Let's have a look at the message control view. The control area of this screen is divided into two basic halves. The left side shows messages that are currently stored within the Venus 1500 controller computer and that are available to run on the selected display. The right side lists the messages currently running and/or stored at the display site. To view whether there are messages stored at the display, select the desired display from the display list and then click on Get Status. The control area of the screen will update with the information retrieved from the display. The message control buttons above are used to run or stop an individual message, blank the display, delete or retrieve messages, and send messages to the display. In the right half of the control area, the list of messages currently running on the display, if any, will appear under Running Messages. Messages appear on the display in the order they are listed in the Running Messages list, unless the display is running a schedule. For version 3 displays, running messages that were started by the schedule control will appear in yellow and will run for the duration of the schedule. Messages created to rotate in the schedule will appear in green. Any message manually started in the message control view will appear in white. And any messages that are not running but are saved in the display memory will be listed under Stored Messages. Let's have a look at how to run your messages then. First, you always need to connect with the display. So click on the display in the display list and then click on the Get Status button below. This will let you know if you are connected to the display or not by the color of the display name. If it is white, you are communicating well and can move on. Now, in the Available Messages area, click on the plus sign of the folder your desired message is located in. Next, highlight the message you wish to run and click on the Run button above. This will send the message to the Running Messages list, and the message should now be playing in your display. To stop the message from running, highlight it in the Running Messages list and click on the Stop button. This will send the message to the Stored Messages list, which means that the message is no longer playing but is still stored in the display's memory. Another action you can perform is to blank the display of all messages running in it. You can do this simply by clicking on the blank button above. This action will send the messages back to the Stored Message list. If you wish to clear the display's memory of all or some messages, highlight the messages you no longer want running or stored and click on the Delete button. Don't worry, because though this action deletes the messages from the display's memory, they are still in your computer's hard drive. The Retrieve Message button copies an existing message from the display to the central controller computer for editing in the Venus 1500 Message Studio. This feature is especially useful if, for instance, your computer has a technical problem and you need to use a different computer to communicate with a display. If your messages were still stored in the display, you can recover or retrieve them to the new computer's hard drive directly from the display. So to retrieve a message, highlight the desired message under the Stored Messages column and click on the Retrieve a Message button. Bear in mind that this command is only available in select display types. Finally, the Send command sends the messages to the Stored Messages list. To do this, highlight the message of your choice and click on the Send button. There are also several shortcuts to performing the same actions as the command buttons. For instance, if you highlight a message and right-click on it in any of the three areas, the Available Messages, Running Messages, or the Stored Messages area, a pop-up menu will open with several of those commands. Another option is the double-click action. If you double-click a message in the Available Messages list, it'll send it to the Stored Messages one. If you double-click that message here now, it'll send it to the Running Messages list. In turn, if you double-click a running message, it'll send it back to the Stored Messages list. Also, you can perform any of the command button actions with one message at a time, or you can select multiple random messages by pressing the Control key while clicking on the messages. or you can also select a range of messages by pressing the Shift key while clicking on the desired range of messages.